and gentlemen, we've hit the bottom of the hour. My name is Fred Holmes. I'm an independent distributor with ZG International. I currently hold the rank of Triple Diamond in our company's compensation plan. It's my privilege to welcome you to our Monday evening Millionaires in Training call. Monday evening, this is our leadership development call for ZG International. I have great privilege of being a guest speaker this evening. This call is normally conducted by David Moses. Certainly, for most of you, not a name that I need to explain who he is, but for those of you that are relatively new to this call, David Moses will typically conduct this call. He's our master distributor in ZG International. He's our top income earner. Currently holds the rank of Crown Diamond, which is the top position in our company, and certainly somebody who I have learned a tremendous amount, not just about this profession of network marketing, but over the last few years working with David about developing the characteristics of true leadership. And this evening, we're not going to really be focusing tonight on our company's products or, the history of ZG International or the potential of the income opportunities. We have several calls throughout the week that will do that. You might even want to make some notes on Tuesday evening and Thursday evening on this same conference bridge at this same time. We're going to be doing a special executive overview on the income opportunity available with ZG International. On Wednesday evening, we'll be doing a very special call with the formulator of the ZG products, Russ Bianchi. And so certainly opportunities to learn much more about our company and our products are available throughout the week. Tonight what we focus on is more the characteristics of leadership, the mindset, the skill sets, the philosophies that we've learned over the years that create great leaders. And the reason for that's very simple. Probably one of the best ways I've ever heard our profession described is in terms of the kinds of income one would want to develop from a home-based business. Certainly, you can create some very good supplemental income through the sharing of our products. I mean, it's well within reason for people to generate an extra, $1 or $2 or perhaps $300 a week from the development of a retail business, and has everything to do with the power of our product. But the reality is that if you're looking to create replacement income, let's say making that transition from $1 or $2 or $300 a week to $1 or $2 or $3,000 a week, it's not going to be through the sales of our products. It's going to be through the development of distribution organization. This is what separates us from traditional marketing, is we do it that we develop our consumer base first, and then we move the product through the consumer base. But for many of you, you're here today because what you're really looking for is to create that next level, if you will, the transition from replacement income to what I like to call life-changing income. And certainly when you make that transition from, $1 or $2 or perhaps $3,000 a week to $1 or $2 or $3,000 a day, that truly does separate you from the masses. It truly does put you in that top 1% of income earners, in North America. And to do that, it's only going to be achieved through your ability to create leadership within others. Supplemental income, sharing our products. Replacement income, development of distribution organizations. Life-changing income from the development of leadership within your distribution teams. And certainly it goes without saying, you can't give something you don't have. And so what we do on Mondays is we focus on the characteristics of leadership. Because for many of you, you are literally just 1 or 2 steps from breaking through that barrier that creates placement income, moving from supplemental income, and then life-changing income. What I want to focus on this evening is the 3 characteristics of success, but more importantly, how those characteristics of success can be focused upon for the development of leadership. It only goes without saying, you can only teach that which you know. impossible to know to offer something to someone else that you don't have. And so the three characteristics of success, number one is the willingness to work. Certainly anything of significant achievement requires work. The second characteristic would be willingness to learn. You got to be coachable. If this was something that everybody innately knew, then everybody would be a diamond distributor in our profession. It is something that one has to learn. And then finally, the third characteristic is a burning desire to succeed. And that is an interesting characteristic. And one of the things that I'll speak to in just a moment is how important that particular characteristic is. And for most people, it's a characteristic that is developed, not something you necessarily have. But let's go back to that first characteristic, willingness to work. Those three characteristics, I actually had the good fortune to be in St. Louis with a couple of hundred of the key members in one of my organizations. And I shared how those three characteristics, willingness to work, willingness to learn, and a burning desire to succeed, those were the only requirements to be successful in our profession of network marketing. And the reason I say that, very simply, is there are no other common denominators of the successful people. Let's take ZJ International, just our company in particular. If you look at the top leaders in our company, names that many of you recognize, our diamonds and double and triple diamonds, our diamond elites and so on. If you look at what are the common characteristics of those individuals, you'll find there are no common denominators other than willingness to work, willingness to learn, and a burning desire to succeed. This is why I love this industry, this profession of network marketing. It is what I call the great equalizer. In most cases, almost without exception, success in life today is going to be highly dependent upon certain characteristics, certain specific items, such as age, your sex, your race, your level of education, your family background. If you think about it, those are the common things. It's very difficult for somebody that's either very young or perhaps very mature to find success. I think it goes without saying. I mean, it's common knowledge that men in a given position earn more money than a woman in the same position with the same responsibility. It goes without saying that race can be a factor in your ability to be successful. Your family background, your education, and for most people, it's almost impossible to obtain the characteristics of success in most industries because it's all about, things that we brought to the table. Hard to change your educational background. Hard to change your family background. And it's a sad statement that those really are the common denominators of success in most professions, in most industries in the world today. I call network marketing the great equalizer because none of those common denominators exist in our leadership. We have, men and women equally in terms of income being paid. We have young people. We have mature people. We have all races, black, white, green, and polka dot. We have all levels of educational, achievements. We have people that have high-level PhD degrees and they're professionals. We have people that barely made it out of high school. We have people with professional backgrounds, people like myself with a blue-collar background. There are no typical common denominators. Here's the reality of our industry. It's no different than the real world when it comes to the percentage of people at the top. I had a conversation just a couple of days ago with somebody who says, well, it's only the top 5% of people in the network marketing profession make the big money. I said, yeah, isn't that interesting? Just like real life. Let's be realistic here. In the world today, the top 5% of income earners in the world control 95% of the money. That's nothing, that's not a big surprise that in any industry, in any profession, the top 5% make the biggest money. Here's what the difference is with network marketing. It's the great great equalizer because none of the common denominators of success